Welcome back to Expansion Franchise, Saskatoon Berries out of the park baseball. I greatly appreciate all the support you guys have been showing these videos, so make sure you comment down. Go Berries, go in the comment section down below. We are prepared for the trade deadline at this time. And I'm going to admit, it has been a while since I've played this game. I know the videos have been coming out kind of consistently, but this has been a while since I've actually sat down and recorded for the Berries. It has been a minute. So we're going to work our way through the trade deadline. When I last left the Berries behind, we were 43 and 50. We really struggled kind of in the second half of the first half, if that makes sense, the second quarter of the season, if you will. We have made one trade already that I did, sending out our Rule 5 pick, Luis Lara. He just wasn't playing. I need some roster space to be able to move guys up and down. Picked up minor leaguer, a right-hander, Tyler Gogue from the Mariners, who is having a decent enough season, if I remember, with their minor league team. Absolutely. He was very, very good at AAA. He's going to start at AAA for us. So we've added a little bit of depth there and now have the ability to move some players around. As far as the team currently looking, we know the offense has been a struggle. Noelvi Marte, Edward Julian, who's been solid, Cody Bellinger, Josh Naylor, Keibert Ruiz, MJ Melendez, Lenyon Sosa, Drew Gilbert, and Averson Ortega. We have brought Robert Gasser back up. We're going to see what happens with him. Our top two are pretty solid with Rodriguez and Canning. Richard Gallardo has slotted in the rotation, as has Brady Singer. See if he can have a good second half. In terms of the trade deadline, what we're kind of looking at doing here, if you check out the trade block, there's a lot of players out here on the trade deadline block here. We have all the way down here put on our trade board Cody Bellinger because of his contract. Walker Buehler, we are going to trade. Tommy Edman and MJ Melendez are guys we're probably going to move out, get whatever we can for them. And Josh Naylor because of the contract. So that's kind of where we're at. In terms of the pitching, it hasn't been too bad. Actually, the pitching, the bullpen, I think, has been solid. Our worst player has actually been our highest paid, Jesus Figueroa, that new closer. But for the most part, the bullpen has been very, very solid. So we'd like to move on from Walker Buehler. Other than that, I feel pretty good with the pitching. And at the minor league level, we do have some guys we could try out back in the starting rotation. A Jack Leiter coming back up, maybe Tyler Gogue, Efren Contreras. There are some guys that we can make use of. Okay, we're going to make our first deal. We're going to send out reliever Sean Armstrong and bring in center fielder Brandon Marsh, who plays very good defensively. Now, the thing about Marsh, yes, he struggles with the bat, but he only makes at this time $1.38 million on salary for this season. Sean Armstrong is at $6 million or something for us this season and $5 million for next season and another $5 or $6 million on a team option after that. So this is about clearing out money and resetting. Marsh will probably walk as a free agent in the offseason unless we can get him on a cheap deal as kind of a fourth outfielder. But this is why we're going to make this deal to clear out some space and money for next season by acquiring Brandon Marsh. Our assistant GM is big on that as well. So that deal is done. We have moved on from Sean Armstrong. We've got out from under that contract. And like I said, if Marsh isn't great, we move on from him in the offseason anyway. No harm, no foul. It frees up about $5 million for next year. Going to make another deal here. We're going to send out Kyle Muller and reliever Rodolfo Flores. We're getting back catcher Ronald Hernandez. This is with the Mets. A nice looking catcher. Could be a backup catcher as early as next season. He's not hitting very well at AAA this season. Really hasn't hit well in the minors, but does have some good attributes and could be a solid enough backup catcher, especially in terms of the defense. And there's some potential there as well in terms of the eye and some power. So it's just a way to move on a bit from Kyle Muller as well. It's just not been worked out for us. He's been really bad. 6.55 ERA again this season. It just hasn't really worked out for us. So right before the gun here, we're going to make a blockbuster. We're going to send out Cody Bellinger. And the fact we got to pay him like $24 million next 3 years, it looks like. We need to get out from under that contract where we're at. We're going to bring in Jarren Duran, who is still on a basic minor league nothing deal. Starting pitcher Brandon Sproat and left fielder Matt Ruddick. I do not care about Ruddick. We are making this deal under the gun. Cody Bellinger is moving on. That is not going to go over well, I know, with our fan support. But we do have, so we have brought in, like I said, the Brandon Sproat is the guy I'm really looking forward to is in terms of starter. The players appreciate the new leadership of Brandon Sproat. That's very good. You look at his numbers, very good across the board. I think has tremendous stuff in that way. So hopefully he can be very good for us and fit into our rotation. And we'll see what happens with him there. And that's where the big deal for us is going to be. He's getting out from that contract of Cody Bellinger, who just really wasn't fitting in for us. So I think this works out very, very well for us. As well, we got Jaron Duran, who is a solid enough player, good contact, good gap power, tremendous speed, of course, can play really good left field for us, a league average hitter at worst, and is cheap, as well as Matt Rudick. I do not care about Matt Rudick. He's a nothing player to me at this point. Probably will just be letting him go, but his contract is cheap as well. So nobody with any monetary value. I think this is going to be huge for us. So with that big deal and all the deadline maneuverings that we've done, we have released Walker Buehler. We've added Brandon Sproat into the rotation. Brady Singer is going to stick on as a long man for us as well at the major league level. So that's kind of where we're sticking here. The big thing is in the lineup. I really, really wanted to see what Jacob Marcy is going to do at the major league level. We've moved on from the contract of Cody Bellinger. We can better make that money work for us later in the offseason where we can make this fit a lot better. MJ Melendez is there as depth. Jaron Duran is in here as depth. He can play a little bit of the corners as well as center field. We have Vidal Brujan as our overall utility man. Ronald Hernandez, the guy we picked up in the one trade for Kyle Muller, is going to be our backup catcher. We've moved on from Jake Rogers. That's done and over with as well. So what this really does in terms of salaries, I think is very important. Moving into next season, we're only projected this season $113.2 million in 2027. That drops us down to $126 million for next season. We have some bunch of contracts coming off. We have team option Hobie Milner at $10 million we could get out from if we want to. Hopefully Griffin Canning sticks around at the $6.5 million. Jake Rogers is going to be gone anyway. Tommy Edman would be coming off the books. Brady Singer, Melendez, all these types of guys are really coming off the books here if we really want them to. So I think this is really important. The only big contract left over is going to be Josh Naylor, who still has 2 years left, likely because of that player option. He's got 22.4 and $18 million, so it is coming down. But hopefully we can reallocate these funds and really make things work for the Berries and focus on a core right around the 25, 26-year-olds. As you can see by the lineup, Noelvi Marte is 25, Edward Julian 28, Jaron Duran is 30, Josh Naylor's 30, Keibert Ruiz is 29, Jacob Marcy 26, Edmund is 32. He will be gone though. Drew Gilbert is 26. Averson Arteaga is 24. Lenyon Sosa is injured. He's like 25 or 26. So the young guys, we're trying to focus on that core and really match them with what's going on in Swift Current, where we have a ton of, look at the potentials of so many of these players at Swift Current: Grady Emerson, David Montmayor, Tim Clare, Brady Ebel, Von Necker. We have a ton in the lineup as well in the pitching, where you've got, again, Jeff Mann, Kevin Trent draft picks, Montmayor, Jimmy Tilley, Sean Flores, Trey Rangel. So these are the guys we're trying to match up with the Berries at this time and really fill the organizational needs. So there you have it. We are 46 and 57 at this time, 15 games out. I'd like to move up a couple of places and get hopefully close to 500 ball. We are, we're about 11 games under 500 this time. Maybe we can get a little bit closer after some of these trades. Averson Arteaga, we still need to upgrade at shortstop. Hopefully he has a better second half, and that will not be an issue. We still need to acquire a Cy Young Award winner. We'll worry about that in the offseason. Attendance is going to be an issue. We want to increase it. We have increased it some. We're up to 34,350, so that's good. We know we're going to have the better reputation of the manager, and we need to improve the fan interest as well. So there you have it so far, where the Berries are at. We'll finish through in the all the way to the off season here, off camera likely, unless the Berries somehow put it together and make a real push for the playoff spot. But as always, I greatly appreciate all your guys' support. Make sure you come and check us out for the off season video as we go through free agency, some trades, international free agency, all that fun stuff. Till next time, take care, everyone.